Welcome to Studying with KJ. Today, we'll be going over finding the perimeter. Now, before we get into solving some example problems, we must first know the definition of perimeter. And I have that definition written here. So, the perimeter is the total distance or measurement around the edge of a shape. Pretty straightforward, right? So now that we know the definition, we get into solving our example problems. Now, if we look at our example problem 1, we have a square, and we're given two sides of that square, but we're also missing the other two sides. Now, it's important to know that when you're dealing with a square, if you know one side of a square, then you know all the sides of a square. So let's go ahead and fill in our missing sides. So we know the top is 7 miles, and this side that we're missing is 7 miles. So now that we know the distances of all our sides of the square, then we can go ahead and find our perimeter. Now we'll write P for perimeter. In order to find the perimeter, we must find the sum of all the sides. So we know that we have 4 sevens that we need to add. So 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Now 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 28. So our perimeter is 28, but we can't forget our unit of measure. And our unit of measure, for example, problem 1 is miles. So our perimeter, for example, problem 1 is 28 miles. So now let's go on to our example problem 2. Now, example problem 2, we're given a triangle and we have all our sides, or we know the measurement of all our sides. So we can go ahead and write P for perimeter and write down 11 plus 9 plus 5 because we have to find the sum of all our sides to find the perimeter. So 11 plus 9 is 20, plus 5 is 25. And now we can't forget our unit of measure, which is feet, for example, problem 2. So our perimeter, for example, problem 2 is 25 feet. So now let's go on to our last example problem. We have a rectangle and we're given two sides, but we have to find the other two sides that are missing. So with a rectangle, if we know this side, which is 8 yards, that means we know this side, which is 8 yards. A rectangle is not like a square where all the sides are the same if you know one side. These two sides will be the same, and then these two sides will be the same. So we know this side is 20 yards. Now we can go ahead and fill in our missing distance for this side, which is 20 yards. So now that we know the distances for all our sides for our rectangle, we can go ahead and find our perimeter. So we'll go ahead and write P equals 20 plus 20 plus 8 plus 8. So 20 plus 20 is 40, plus 8 is 48, plus another 8 is 56. And then we can't forget our unit of measure, which is yards. So our perimeter, for example, problem 3 is 56 yards. Pretty straightforward, right? So that concludes today's lesson. Remember, the more you go over these type of problems, the better you get. Thanks for studying with KJ.